Welcome comrades, back to another Minecraft survival video. My name is Cobblestone. Without further ado, let's get into this episode. And I'm on my roof. There has been an emergency just moments ago. It was raining, actually it was a thunderstorm to be more precise. And I went to bed, I woke up and the roof was on fire just above me. I was confused. What is that sound of, like, that trickling in the background? It doesn't sound like rain. Sounds more like fire, and so the entire roof opened up, but fortunately I had plenty of spruce in my inventory, so I'll be able to run an immediate emergency maintenance job and fix it up. But I was fortunate to put most of it out. I think that's all. And then there might have been there's just that little piece of oak in there as well, and I have enough blocks, so fantastic, we are back on track. And the majority of time I was trying to put it out, I was on fire, so I got down to 2 hearts. And I was so concerned with trying to patch up the roof and save the fire from continuing that I almost died. But it all worked out, and from what I can see, no further damages to the property. So, as we left off in the last video, I was clearing the area to install a barn, and I also want to build a path this episode to get to the barn that we have here. It is very much a work in progress, but I've made some progress, and for the most part, I went away and cut down a bunch of spruce trees so that I could get a start with sufficient number of spruce logs. And I'm just going to continue. That's pretty much the plan for today, is I'm going to be finishing this off and then going to a plains biome, hopefully finding a suitable horse that will be fast and has a decent jump. And then also I want to find a donkey as well. I've been quite invested in the whole donkey scene, so I'm going to try and find a donkey somewhere and then move them in here. I also want to move in some pigs that I think I'm going to keep in the stable. For whatever reason, I think pigs are deserving of having a roof over their head. Meanwhile, the cows, the sheep, and the chicken, they are not afforded such a privilege. My week has been good. I hope everybody else's week has been equally as good as mine is. Not much news by way of things, but keeping it all going. Keeping the ship running on time, keeping it steady, etc., etc. I'm spending a lot of my spruce, and it's not particularly the most fantastic thing in the world, on these barrels, which are such an expensive block to have to produce and make, but that is okay, and the rest of it is going to be filled in with fence, and then I'm going to do the roof after this. And it's a bit of an interesting design. I intend on having like quite a flat roof, and I'm going to extend that one up one more, and then there's going to be a bit of air coming through the top, so it really gives it the atmosphere of like a barn or a stable. It's more appropriate to call it a stable. I think I was calling it a barn in the last one. That's okay, I'll amend my language. I hope by now most of you have seen the Minecraft film. I know I spoke about it a couple episodes ago, but I also saw another video on the internet that more accurately described how I thought about it than I could have ever characterized it, though he kind of echoed the same points that I was making. And that was, I think his name is Hank Green. He's a pretty well-known YouTuber. I would imagine a lot of people would know who he is, and he's also a well-known author, so it's pretty fascinating. And I'm going to need a lot more fences and a lot more gates, because I want to also customize it by doing this. And on top of that, actually, it's not just going to be fences, but oh, sorry, didn't mean to put that there. It's not just going to be fences that I'll be using, trapdoors as well. So this is going to be an expensive project. I always complain about how many resources I have to spend to do my builds. It's just ridiculous. It's not something that you should be ever concerned about. But as I said, I have a scarcity mindset. So these sort of things, like, they weigh on me. And I always think about how I can do something in my world without spending all my resources on it, because I'm probably like more conservative than most people as far as these things are concerned. And trying to remember, I think that should be enough. And then I'll need a few more gates, which I can do. And I now planted the spruce. Yeah, I'm just going to get a bunch. Actually, no, I need more than that. It didn't fill up completely. I'm going to also get, next time I have to go to the forest to cut down the spruce, I kind of appropriately planted all of the various saplings so that I'll just be able to line them up next time. I have this idea in my head that I don't think it's true, that if you plant saplings too close to each other, then it just doesn't grow. But from running a couple of experiments, I think that's actually not the truth at all, and that it will grow regardless. So that will be something cool for me to work out. And I don't think the animals will be able to surmount this little contraption that I have set up, and I have the perfect amount. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of detail that I'll be applying to this as well. But so far, I'm pretty happy with how it's looking, and I'm going to need a lot more slabs. I think it's the majority of it is going to be built out of slabs on the roof. And yeah, it's actually a pretty easy build, all in all. I'm surprised by how quick I was able to throw this up. I thought it would be like a major commitment spanning multiple episodes. And you know, those could be my famous last words, as I'm now doing the roof, which is notoriously the most difficult part of any build to do. But yeah, I'm going to need a lot more spruce slabs than this. But let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. It's going to look something like so. Very basic, as I said. I'm going to add some detail at the end just to ensure that it doesn't look so boring, and I'm almost out of spruce slabs. This is crazy. I suppose I can just like spend all the rest of it, and probably that won't even be enough. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do this, and then number 2, just add some extra detail. Never have enough detail with these things, I find. The more detail, the better. Of course, like, you want to ensure your builds are simple and able to be understood without requiring like a great expenditure of mental resources. But at the same time, you don't have to do too much. Otherwise, it kind of distracts from the core purpose of the build. And you also want to include detail. Otherwise, it can get quite boring, especially with roofs. I still haven't gotten around to installing windows in that build there, but that is okay because there's no great rush. And I think there are other items on the agenda that are more important for me to spend my time looking at, rather than putting the finishing touches on my roof. And then it's going to be 2 like such. And we will now have this successfully completed, and I'm going to extend that one up. One more. Okay, progress has been made more or less. But I'm going to sleep because now it is getting terribly dark and it's difficult to see. What I was going to talk about earlier by way of the Minecraft film is that, yeah, I watched the review from Hank Green online, and oh boy, I was confused what that was. That was when I had to make the emergency maintenance on my house. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and I watched it. I think I might provide a link down below, but it's pretty easy to find. It's just like you can search Hank Green in a Minecraft film. And he echoed a lot of what I was saying, in that the film world and the traditional film critics, who are the ones to provide like formal reviews online for such films such as a Minecraft film and any film more broadly, while they were being super critical of the film and saying that it, didn't provide the experience that it lived up to, and certainly for the amount of money that it cost, they were nonetheless ignoring the actual impact of the film and how it was being received by kids on the ground who were designed to watch the film, and people more broadly, and the fact that the Minecraft film was actually providing something really rare in the economy of today and the film economy and the cultural economy, in that it was giving people this really wonderful like communal experience, and not necessarily was the best part of the film or the Minecraft film, like the actual film itself and the quality of the film, but how people in the theaters were able to enjoy it and laugh and cheer and cry. And it created this really cool experience that probably a lot of young people have never experienced before when going to a cinema. And certainly I've never been in a cinema and I've had like the entire audience react in such a visceral way to the scenes, and like they'll be clapping and cheering and enjoying it as much as I was. And it made for something that was very pleasurable. And that was what Hank Green said, and I couldn't agree any more. And I actually thought about it because I had the same sort of fear that I'd be going there and people would be throwing stuff and they'd be rowdy, and it'd make it difficult to enjoy because I'd just be like anxious, thinking that someone's going to throw popcorn over me or some gross drink at any point. But as Hank Green said, the people in his cinema were like the perfect degree of rowdy, in that they were reacting to the scenes and singing along and making noise, but it never became obnoxious. And so they were just really able to enjoy it for what it was. And I thought, wow, that's a great way to characterize the people in his audience. And I think the exact same phrasing would apply to my cinema. I don't know if everyone who watched the film was as fortunate, but yeah, they were rowdy, but not to the point where it like ruined the experience. It massively uplifted the experience. And he also said that, it was pretty funny. Hank Green said it was pretty funny. I agreed. I thought it was also funny. It's not like the funniest film in the world that's going to be remembered forever and ever as this incredible piece of film history, and for posterity, we will look down and regard Minecraft as the great turning point in video game film adaptations. But at the same time, it certainly did not let down the audience. And I could not agree more wholeheartedly in his characterization. So yeah, I'd recommend, if you want probably a more like fulsome film review, and it's also a very wholesome review, then you can go look at that. Because a lot of the people who were reviewing it, as I said, the traditional film critics, they completely missed the mark in understanding the true impact and significance of the Minecraft film. And they also, at a fundamental level, are not quite understanding the fact that it's made for kids. Kids are meant to be the ones who enjoy it, not adults. The kids are the ones who are bringing in money for the film creators and the film houses, not adults, even though, of course, with the kids, the permission of the adults, were the kids able to attend it. But that's enough on that. I've spoken at length about the Minecraft film on this channel. So I promise that I'm not sponsored. I'm not part of some like very sophisticated guerrilla marketing campaign in order to spread awareness for the film. And this must be like the 10th time I've had to go back and make more spruce slabs. Dear viewer, I do apologize for how infuriating that must be. But I hope I have enough now. And I also have more spruce logs in the house if there is a need for it. How am I going to get up there? Because I'm trapped. I have to bring more of the scaffolding block with me. Anytime I do a build like this, I always forget it. And then I'm having to use other blocks. Not that it's like the biggest issue in the world that I'm using cobblestone, but no doubt would make it easier. And I think that was the very last one. But it's not quite even. So I will need more spruce slabs. At least for now, we've gotten to the point that it is approaching completion. And again, I don't know if it's like so incredible. I'm thinking of putting hay up here, which might be weird. And then a couple of fences as well. just because I think it would add something. It'd make it pretty interesting. But there it is in a stage of near completion. It looks kind of, I want to say it's like an Oriental architecture, weirdly enough. Once I fill it out, I don't think it'll quite carry that same resonance and heft as it is at the moment by way of being an Oriental piece, but it doesn't look like that much of a barn. I need to decorate it in order to give it that character of being a barn/stable. And this should be enough. Yeah, it really doesn't make sense why I'm so sparing with making the spruce slab, as I will be able to put it to use again after I'm done. As well, I want to thank everyone who put nice comments underneath my videos. You are much appreciated. You are very much seen. I take the time to respond to all of them and think about them. They weigh on me deeply, the positive comments and the negative comments, though most of them have been positive so far, which I'm very fortunate about. Like, I don't think I've had one negative comment, or at least someone like being vitriolic and hateful, which you often think would happen on the internet. It hasn't happened yet. So I don't want to speak too soon because it very well might happen. But yeah, thank you for everyone. And interestingly enough, this is a weird point to bring up, but I got my very first dislike on a video the other day, and I put the screenshot on the screen as proof. But I'd had something like, I don't know, dozens and dozens of likes alone on my videos, and no one had yet disliked it. It was on my review of the Minecraft film, so that was the first dislike to roll in for the channel. No doubt somebody wasn't too happy with my perspective. Fair enough, fair enough. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and I respect that. But I'm hoping it's more of a reflection of someone not liking the film and going like, this guy has a bad take, I'm going to dislike it, as opposed to someone being flat out like, I don't enjoy this content, or this guy's videos suck. Something like that. But again, I don't know. You can't see who dislikes a comment, and I think that's for good reason as well, as a bit of an invasion of privacy if I could. But the barn is now getting there. It's on the way. I think I'm going to need to try and find a way to get more hay, because it'll be necessary to fill in blocks of hay around here, which I'm really, really keen to do. And in order to do so, I'm going to require quite a bit of hay. I don't have at the moment, but let me quickly dispose of this. There we go. And let's have another look. Yeah, not terrible. Again, really could do with a bit of detail, but I kind of did that off the cuff. So I'm pretty proud, pretty happy, and just a bit more. Going to think about doing this, because I love putting signs on my builds. And also, yeah, I'm going to uplift the grass in this area because it's looking very bare, and I don't like it when it's too bare. I think this just adds another layer of depth. I really recommend using signs, finding ways to subtly incorporate them into your build, because more or less it does add that depth, which is so important. You want depth, and bring things alive. And you can put them on the side, you can put them anywhere. Signs just, well, yep, I accidentally entered the sign again, as I have a habit of doing. Yeah, that should be fine. That's enough. That's fine for now. And I'm also going to, I think, till the ground, because I like to give it this look as though it's like a stable that's been mucked out. And while the pigs and the cows won't have the same access to the grass as they might hope they do, it's for a worthy cause. It's for a very worthy cause. And put that there. And destroy this. Maybe I won't, in fact, put any what's what I'm looking for? The fence. I'm not going to like barricade the center of it and silo certain areas of it away so that I'm keeping the pigs and the horses and the donkey separate. Maybe I'll just have them all in together as some of the other animals are on my property. More or less, that's not going to be a terrible thing, I don't think. And there we go. Now I also want to put a cauldron down and fill it with a bucket of water because animals need to drink. And surprisingly enough, I think those 14 ingots are the very last couple of ingots that I have. So it's time. It's time, I think, to go and do something about that. Where can I put this one? I'm going to put this here. And yep. I just need some water. It's somewhat necessary if I'm filling up a water trough for the animals to drink at, which these are the only animals that have water to drink from on my property, on my estate. This is becoming more of an estate than it is a property. I think I used to say a place of residence. I've also said a base, but whoa. Oh, it's a skeleton. I was going to say, who's attacking the cow? Poor cow. But I'm going to go to bed. Oh, also, I need to go and collect my dog, who is over there, as I was going to collect and, quarry some of the wood back to my place of residence / my estate. From over in the forest over there where I have the plantation, I got into a bit of a tumble with some of the local criminals and warlord gangs, including a skeleton, and in the chaos, I sat my dog down and I was on like very low health and approaching death. So, and finish you off. You are now gone. Disposed of. Yeah, I'm going to take some of these actually. Wait, maybe I could breed them first if there is any spare hay, and there's a little bit. Maybe I will. Yeah, I'm just kind of making this up as I go. I don't really have like a really concerted plan heading into the video for everything that I want to do, but I make it up as I go along. I'm going to use this hoe that I have. It's a silk touch hoe. Yeah, it's not that good. It's almost completely depleted. I'm going to put more crops down here so that I can increase my stock of hay and also fill out this place more and more. You can never have enough crops from what I've found. It's a very good way to fill the time. Actually, I don't want to lose this entirely. So I am not going to destroy it. I'm going to put it away. Maybe I'll retire this and I'll hang it up on the wall. It's done its service. Though it does deplete so quickly, painfully slow. That's for sure. Let's have a look. Nice. Very good. And I'm going to get that. And take the time to breed a few more cows right before they are put to the slaughter, which is despairing and sick of me, but it's necessary because I need the levels and I also need the leather and the beef. Things that I am all interested in investing in. Okay. Can't pick up that leather, but I can now. I think they've all bred appropriately. It's getting very squashy in here. Limited room, but made room for them. They should appreciate it. And the chickens, they just kind of haven't harvested any of the chicken meat recently. I'm just letting it sit there and slowly cultivate. Maybe I'll get to a point where I need that. But for now, it's not necessary. 14 leather. I'm still interested in making more bookshelves, even though I do have my enchantment room firmly planted. I think I'm going to continue with that so that by the time I expand and make other bases and structures around here, I'll have enough to continue decorating with bookshelves and make more enchantment areas. because I've always thought that an enchantment table, like the mystery and the magic of it, it belongs in a tower tucked away on a cliff or a hill. Unfortunately, this is very flat in my area, so I can't build a tower with those precise characteristics, but I can build a tower. It just will have to be at water level. But that is not to worry too much. And my inventory is looking quite cluttered. I'm going to put some of this stuff away. And then I'm going to make a trip all the way to the plains biome, where hopefully there'll be horses ready for me and waiting. And I will be able to make use of them. Putting this away as well. And you can go in here. I'm going to take that wheat with me. I think, yeah, you breed a horse with a golden carrot. Not that I'm breeding horses yet. And then you'll have to, of course, tame them if you want to ride them back. I think I do have saddles. I don't think that's an issue. But, yeah, I should probably... Yeah, I do. Okay. And do I have horse armor? Should be in here. I have golden horse armor. That is enough. Put some of this dirt back. Yeah, inventory is beginning to fill up, which is good. It's a good thing. I'm slowly growing in my resources. Whoops. And this is going in here. Yeah, let's go. I'm taking my parrots with me. You are staying behind. Is there anything I can put in here? I don't have a piece of string, so I'm not going to be able to tame multiple horses and bring them back. Or a rope or a lead, I think it is. Yeah, I don't have a lead, which is unfortunate. But next time a wandering trader comes, and a wandering trader had previously come, but I didn't take the lead from it, which is annoying. That is quite annoying. Now the dog that I made sit is over here. I think this is also the general direction of the plains biome, or at least it's a bit like over there. This is where I almost died. It was by the nether portal. I got down to like 1 heart or half a heart, and I was thinking, oh brother, here we go again. And somehow I managed to survive because I was able to like duck behind this structure, and then I ate some food. And that seemed to do the trick and regenerate my health back to a point. There you are, Nietzsche. It was Nietzsche that I left behind. Because there was also another dog sitting over here, and I used that to deter the skeletons. And let's see whether some of my... Yeah, they've been planting. Wow. Plantation. Very successful. Not all of them, but most of them. And so I have them all lined up here, which would be fantastic when it comes time, which it seems like it will be time very soon, harvest more spruce logs. I know this often happens, but just casting my eyes into the great expanse of this world, I always remark how beautiful Minecraft is. For a game that has such simple graphics, and for the uninitiated, the amateur who would look at Minecraft would probably go, oh, look how ugly it is, it's all blocky, it looks like a Lego world. But yeah, I have such an appreciation for it because its beauty is almost in its simplicity. And I don't even have any like shaders or anything that I've used in order to like uplift the visual cosmetic of the game. This is just very basic Minecraft. I don't even think my settings in terms of the visuals are appropriately maximized either. It really is the game just doing all the work for me. And there are some horses here. I like as much as it's important to have like good statistics on the horses, I also like the look of it. This horse is pretty cool. It's kind of like this grey, blackish look to it. And, you know, that's pretty good health. Pretty good health. I'll have to run some tests to see, or some experiments to see whether it's a sufficient jump, and it's really not liking me. It's as much as this dog here, Nietzsche, didn't like me. Kicking me off multiple times. Okay, we're getting there. I think, you know, it has trust issues, but that's good because we can overcome said issues. And, yeah, you're very slow. Yeah, you know, you're too slow, I'm sorry. But you shall be free range. I'm going to look at these horses over here. You see, there is a white one in the distance. Kind of reminds me of the Pegasus or Shadowfax from Lord of the Rings. If you anyone's a fan of Tolkien's Middle-earth, then they'll know very well who Shadowfax is. Show us the meaning of haste, Shadowfax, says Gandalf, I think, in The Two Towers, which is the second film. Yeah, he does say that. He says, show us the meaning of haste after he reveals himself in the forest to the Fellowship as being Gandalf the White. I think that's the second film, from memory. I've always thought that Minecraft goes very well with The Lord of the Rings. You have a lot of people who like and appreciate Minecraft, also being fans of Lord of the Rings. Which is a weird how like those two communities are quite well connected with each other. Fast enough. Oh, the jump's not very good. I mean, I wouldn't be calling you Shadowfax, because there's already a Shadowfax. There's already a Nietzsche, I suppose, but you probably don't quite have the attributes of Shadowfax. I do feel bad if I have to take one of these horses, I'll be practically abandoning the other one, who will have to sit here. But no doubt I can come and actually, I won't need 2 saddles because I have to go back and forth anyway. But I'm going to get a few horses, not just one. We'll nominate a principal horse. This one is slower than the last one, and the jump is no good either. So it very well may be the case that the other horse there is the one that I pick. I'm going to go double check that. And then if that doesn't work, then I'm going to take this white one and run home because it's already dark. And what happened last time when it was in the dark was certainly not good. Alright, so you're coming with me. Nietzsche, follow me. And I have my shield. That's important. Damn. Oop. Okay, that wouldn't be good if I fall into that ravine there. Plummet to my death on this horse. We both go down. Yeah, I also don't want to die because I'm at level 30, so it'll be a major hindrance to have to build up my levels again. Okay, yeah, already the skeletons are beginning to set in. It's alright. It's alright. Nietzsche, stay close by. Oh, the horse is walking towards the skeletons. Ah. Desperate times we are in. That's okay. It almost looks like there are fireflies. I think, oh, okay, yeah, it's that flower over there. I wonder what that flower is. I think it's a new addition to the game. But, yeah, I might take a few of those back with me. I wonder if I destroy them, but it'll yield. Or it'll break up. Because I'd feel bad destroying them if I knew that I wasn't going to get it. But no other way, but rather than experimenting. Experimenting in the world of Minecraft. I was thinking how strange it is that I named my dog Nietzsche. This horse is ridiculously slow. Can't have that one. Alright, so it's this horse that we go with. I'm also going to bring my shield with me. Yep. And how am I going to cross the river? Okay, that might pose somewhat of a logistical challenge. This is like Alexander when he was marching into Asia and he reached the Indus River and his troops turned back and he wanted to try and overcome the logistical challenge by finding a way to cross the river. Of course, it didn't work out for him because everyone wanted to turn back anyway, but he tried his best. We'll give him that. And you are probably going to drown or kick me off, which you just did. That's alright. I'll push you the rest of the way. And I will also punch you if it's necessary. I don't have a name for this horse yet. And another challenge from history, I think, was when Hannibal was crossing the mountains and they had the issue with trying to find a way to get the elephants through the mountains. Oh, there's a drowned behind me. Nietzsche's making his way slowly. Yeah, but my house is very close to here. Yeah, they're having issues with... Okay, that is too cool. I'm going to kill that because it has chain. Did it drop it? It did not drop it. Damn. It's alright. Don't run away, horsey. Wow, we are really making a quick run through this forest. This is not a very fast horse, but doing pretty good work here. Pretty good work. Plenty of zombies. I see the fruits of my world here. And we are almost home. And fortunately, I have a piece of furniture. A new piece of furniture unlocked to go in my stable. Let's see how it looks. Let's see how it looks. If there are no creepers lurking somewhere here. Yeah, I don't think the horse is going to be able to escape. Take this off. Oops. Push you down. Yeah, I don't think the horse will be able to escape. Maybe something I'll find out. But I'm pretty sure they can't jump over the trap door. You certainly can't, sir. You are trapped. And where is Nietzsche? Where is he? Can't see him. Wonder if he came back. Oh, there he is. Yeah, you get him from the outside, buddy. Getting to work. Give him some food. He deserves a bit of food. Also, really don't want him to die, because that would be such a shame. What a terrible calamity that would be if he died in battle. His health got pretty low the other day when I was trying to find those logs. Okay, oh, you just jumped right over that. Wasn't even an issue to you at all. Don't you dare hit Nietzsche. Whoa, okay. That is that's a powerful bow. I'm gonna run back inside. Oh man. That was like 6 hearts of damage in a single shot. But I think that's an appropriate way to end off the video. Yeah, next episode, we are seriously going to get down to brass tacks with armoring up appropriately, because it's just, it's entirely inappropriate for me to continue to run around my base, my place of residence, wearing nothing but the clothes on my back, and they don't provide for any armor bars. They're completely inappropriate for the circumstances of trying to defend myself, and I've almost died on multiple occasions. I haven't learned my lesson. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.